Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. We got a lot to finish today. Don't go anywhere. There is a lot we have to finish up with. Tell them how they can contact the show there, Josh, anytime, and our social media ways to follow us. There you go. Phone number, email, and social media. All right, today is, before I get wound up again, because I'm getting ready to get wound up again, folks. I am hot as a, I'm really hot today. I don't know about that first segment if you picked it up. I can't stand these lines, but the president has tweeted out, and there is truth to it, okay? What did I tell you this morning in the first segment? I don't want to get wound up. I will tell you in just a minute. Opening day at the ballpark, okay? There you go. Put opening day at the ballpark up there in the screen. All right. Now, there is a Red Sox fan that has tuned in the show a time or two. And I try, but, you know, I know you Red Sox and the Cub fan. I always, you know, let's give a plug for the Cub fan. Way to go there, all right? And I will tell you, the Braves, I'm not, Josh over there, don't get nervous. Josh getting nervous. I mean, he wears Brave. It's opening day, so he's wearing his Braves socks, hat, everything he's got. So I do like the Braves. I do. I have gone to their games. I'm not anti-Braves. Let me say this. As a New York Yankee fan, just chill for a minute. Just chill. As a New York Yankee fan, which I am, all right? Braves fans, I don't see you as the Red Sox. So let's leave. How about that? I don't see you as the Red Sox, okay? Now, I guess if National League, if I have to acknowledge the National League, if I have to, I'll say, you know, Braves because I live in Georgia. But there you go. The Orioles versus the Yankees, 105 today. And the Mets versus the Washington Nationals, 105 today. Yankees and Mets. Now, for about 6 years, I'm going to say 6 years, my brother, my cousin, a good friend, we went to opening day, okay? We always went to opening day at Yankee Stadium. Always, opening day, Yankee Stadium. Now, what we would do is we would leave for work. And we would all tell our wives we were going to work. Absolutely. I mean, this is like a Fred Flintstone episode, like, you know, when Fred and Barney made up lies. Remember that? No, come on, really? You don't remember when they would make up lies to go to the ball game? You know? Come on, what are the good old days when like Fred and Barney would lie to their bosses, lie to the wives, hey, Betty, Wilma, we're going to work. So we would lie to our wives, okay, lie to our bosses, which the bad part at that time was my dad. So we'd lie to our boss, lie to our wives, and head off to the job sites. And we would get the tools out as though it looked like we were going to work, and we would do everything. And then when we were deep into New Jersey, deep in, so we're 40 minutes away, 30, I mean, it's traffic, so we're 40 minutes away tops, 35 minutes away from Yankee Stadium, and it's a 105 game, right? So we would go, and we would make it look like we were working till 11 o'clock. And right then, we would drop everything, leave everything where it's at, because we knew we were going to be back about 4:35, right? 105 game, 3 hours, 4 o'clock. So we'd come back and pick everything up from the job site and go home, which everybody knew we did not work. Everybody. Our boss, which happened to be my dad, and for my cousin, his uncle, our wives, everybody knew we didn't go to work. We went to opening day at the ballpark. Now, I don't know, Josh. Actually, I don't want you to take anything from that. I don't want to. Look, you really need to tell your boss. Yeah, you got to tell your boss and your wives the truth. All right, that's enough on opening day. Absolutely. Opening day at the ballpark. Now, what I tell you in the first half, or the first 30 minutes of the show, right? Here's what I told you first 30 minutes of the show. I said, look, the same networks that brought you, the same publications that brought you the Russian hoax for 2 years, they are in a mess. They are trying anything in the world to get you to trust them, like them, listen to them. Why they think if they make up all kinds of lies over Trump and Obamacare that they can win you back. Their ratings are so far off. Their ratings are in trouble. I mean, I hear Rachel Madcow went down, boom, just like that. Donald Trump this morning, the President of the United States, tweeted out 2 hours ago, wow, ratings for Morning Joe, which were really bad in the first place, just tanked, okay? With the release of the Mueller report, likewise, other shows on MSNBC and CNN have gone down by as much as 50%. Just show fake news never wins. And then 2 hours ago, the president tweeted out, Congressman Adam Piece of Shift, I said that, I'll say Congressman Adam Schiff, who spent 2 years knowingly and unlawfully lying and leaking, should be forced to resign from Congress. Should be forced. Now, I want this right here. I want this picture right here before I get into my Atlanta story. I have it up here, and we've got a lot to do today. Give me number 16. This is why I love my president. This is why. Because you have made a mistake out there. Let me tell you, Adam Schiff, and let me tell you, FISA Court, Peter Strzok, oh God, James Comey, Lisa Page, Hillary Rodham Clinton, Podestas, you people have made a major mistake. Because one, okay, he's going to get reelected. Oh yeah, he's going to be president 5.5 more years. That's one. Two, they're working it up now, and as soon as it hits, okay, the election next year, oh, you guys are in serious trouble. Because this is why I love him. Look at the quote on the screen. In 50 years from now, in 100 years from now, Trump's going to be gone. You and I are going to be gone. They have to know that the penalty will be very, very great if and when they get caught. He's going to set it up. And I hope Lindsey Graham is with him, okay? Now look at number 17. Comment from the president, okay? This was his interview last night with Sean Hannity. I took the clips because they write them out on CNN. All right, Mueller probe was an attempt to take over our government. Yes, it was, folks. If the Mueller probe could have come out with Russian collusion, it was an attempt for the deep state to bring this man down. Look, listen to this one here. We can never allow these treasonous acts to happen to another president. We can't. I mean, if you think this guy is going to leave and let another president of the United States have to endure what he's endured, no. This was an attempt to take over our government of our country and a legal takeover. Go back to 16. In 50 years from now and 100 years from now, if someone tries the same thing, they have to know that the penalty will be very, very great. And if and when they get caught. This is why I love the guy, because yes, he's trying to save the country, whether you believe it or not. Whether you know what really just happened, what the real attempt was here with this hoax, okay? This man's trying to save the country for your kids. Now, look, we've had the phony Democracy. Our democracy is crumbling right in front of us. Oh, the future of our democracy. Our democracy, our democracy, our democracy. This is the only man, only one that understands to save the republic for which it stands for your children, your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren 100 years from now, because this man's not going to put up with it. And if he has his way, it'll never happen again to another American president. And guess what? In the history book, if they start reading that this treasonous act attempt took place from 2015 to 2019 and it's not over, and that real people went to prison for it, they won't try it again. We're talking about the history books. Oh, get ready. All right, so I want to leave that alone for just a minute because I want to go to a local story here. Go ahead and take that down. Folks, today in the Georgia House of Representatives, they're voting on HB 41. Now, please take me serious as can be at this time. HB 481 is the heartbeat bill, all right? Meaning within 6 weeks or when a doctor can determine there's a heartbeat, you can't abort. So we're looking at around 6 weeks, but it's called the heartbeat bill, and it passed the House of Representatives, okay? Now, there was protest and there was a little uproar when it passed, but not the big protest and uproar, okay? Now, it went over to the Senate, and that's when it started getting fired up, the protesters down in Atlanta. And if you know what the rotunda looks like in Atlanta, they are all around the banisters. I mean, actually, they are the protesters are so scary. They've had to put a rope line to where they can't go where the children are, which are pages. We have children that come down to the Capitol, young people that act as pages, all right, for the House and the Senate, and they got to put up rope lines to keep, generally, the public can go through there. But they've had to rope it off for the safety of the kids from these protesters. They're ugly and nasty people. Now, they're not just ugly people. They get ugly and nasty. But that being said, 481 passed from the House of Representatives in Georgia and went over to the Senate. Well, it went through committee, and there was a lot of things written about it in the local Atlanta media. Now, don't think for 1 minute. I always love, my favorite thing is when Republicans think that the AJC likes them. I love that when Republicans think that the Atlanta media likes them and the AJC likes them. And I love all those people that signed on that think that the AJC loves them because they were trying to get rid of House Speaker David Ralston. It's hilarious. So the deep state media division, a division of the deep state media here in Atlanta, they're helping go after these Republican lawmakers. So it passed, 481 passed out of the Senate. Now what it does is it has some changes in it. Now it's really fired up because it's in the House of Representatives. And this week, the Georgia 2019 legislative session is over complete. They're going nuts today. Here is the AJC article. And I'm going to show you a couple tweets also. We're going to go over a couple tweets out there. AJC News. Hollywood breaks its silence on heartbeat bill. Terrified. Now here's the statement. Terrified Georgia Republicans prep for final anti-abortion vote. Terrified. They're terrified. House Republicans have set for 2 days on a final vote on the heartbeat bill outlawing most abortions up to 6 weeks, and the Republican sponsor of the bill is worried. I forget his name. He's over there in Cartersville. He's the Republican sponsor of HB 41. Can you look that up? Republican sponsor HB. It's Ed. It's Ed Setzler. It's Ed Setzler, Republican. All right. And the Republican sponsor of the bill is worried supporters are starting to waver. There are a lot of folks who voted yes who kind of have a bellyache about it, State Representative Ed Setzler told conservatives at the event this week, urging them to prepare for a final vote on Thursday. That's today. They don't want to have to stand behind this and campaign on it. Isn't that disgusting? These weak-kneed Republicans. Republicans, you people absolutely are so biggest cowards. Republicans are cowards. They don't have the nerve to do the right thing when they need to. The measure passed the House the first time, 93 to 73. Okay? Giving Setzler and his allies a slim 2-vote cushion. All right? What's a 2-vote cushion? All right? It needs one more vote from the House lawmakers to approve the Senate's version of the measure before it can head to the desk of Brian Kemp, who is certain to sign it. When it was passed earlier this month, 2 Republicans crossed party lines to vote against 481, while 1 Democrat voted for it. Another 17 lawmakers were excused from the vote or did not record one. Look at the cowards. 13 were Republicans. Another 17 lawmakers, listen to this, the first time it passed the House in Georgia, were excused from the vote or did not record one. 13 of the 17 were Republicans. You cowards. You spineless cowards. A handful of additional defectors or timely absence could sink the bill, and the Democrats are honing in on a few lawmakers in suburban areas. All right. Now, let me get down to this. The media, Hollywood is now involved. All right. Hollywood is now involved. We have the tweets out there from Alyssa Milano. Let's see, Fair Fight Action. Let's see, who is Fair Fight Action? Who is Stacey Abrams tweeting out this morning? Leading Hollywood artists tell Brian Kemp and Speaker Ralston, we cannot in good conscience continue to recommend our industry remain in Georgia if 481 becomes law. It's time to stop the forced pregnancy bill, okay? And that was 16 minutes ago. That was Stacey Abrams tweeting out. Now, let me tell you something, folks. Hollywood will not leave. They will not. They're here for the tax break. In Hollywood, they had the abortion law. They had every liberal left-leaning policy they wanted. They left for the money. They left for the tax breaks. They left for the good financial deals. Nothing else. Okay? Let's see. The Alyssa Milano one, as I had yesterday, this is Bridget Peck. I don't know this individual, who Bridget Peck is. Glad this is getting amplified. If Georgia wants to remain a top place to do business, HB 481 cannot become law. Hashtag pissed off peaches. That's what it says. I'm sorry. That's just another tweet. 481. They will not leave. You do not, these spineless, all right, spineless Republicans. I do not have a list. I wish I did to put it up. But you need to call Georgia Speaker of the House, David Ralston, today and tell him that you want this to pass. And then I'm sorry I haven't done the research, but we need to get it online ASAP of the Republicans that are queasy and show them the support that they need, that we need this passed. But folks, don't come Friday. I'm telling you. Don't come Friday and say, wonder what happened to HB 481. Today is the vote. I'm begging you. If the Republicans do not pass it today, it will not go to the governor's desk. Do not come back tomorrow. So you need to have them hear your voice in Atlanta today. Call Republican representatives. The hell with Democrats, okay? Republican representatives down there, flood the phones and tell David Ralston, Speaker of the House, you want 481 to pass. Don't ask tomorrow what happened with it, because they are queasy, the Republicans. Hollywood's going crazy over it. They're down there, the rotunda. They're scared to death. These Republicans are scared to death. In fact, in the break, I'll get some pictures, okay, for you. They are all around the rotunda with their signs and everything. These guys, it's mostly guys afraid of their shadow, Republicans. I'm going to take a break, and we'll be right back after these messages. We'll talk about Smollett for a little bit, but I want to talk about Obamacare also.